Hey guys, so this is one of your homework problems which I wanted to discuss over here. So let me go about this question. You have a ring of radius r, and this ring of radius r has a charge q uniformly distributed over it. So you have charge q uniformly distributed over this ring, and we are placing a point charge capital Q at the center of this ring right now. Right. So after we place this point charge capital Q, the questions asked over here is find the increase in the tension in the ring after the point charge is placed at its center, right? So we'll have to calculate what will be the increase in the tension of the ring. We'll have to think about why will there be an increase in the tension in the ring as well. And then the other question is find the increase in the force between the two semicircular parts of the ring after the charge is placed at the center. And using that result, we'll have to find out what force one that point charge exerts on one half of the ring over here, right? So a pretty standard question, one of a good question to discuss. So let me go about this question right now, right? Okay. So first, let's start thinking about why will there be an increase in the tension in the ring after you have a point charge placed in the center, right? Okay. So let me draw your ring. This has a charge Q. This has a radius capital R, and we are placing a point charge capital Q at the center of this ring right now, right? Okay. So let me select a small portion of this ring which I'm exaggerating in this diagram. So let me select a small portion of this ring which subtends an angle d theta at the center, right? So you will have a dq amount of charge over here. We'll have a dq amount of charge over here. Now we know that this q will be repelling this charged particle over here. It will be experiencing a repulsive force. And what is preventing this portion of the ring from getting repelled? So the force which is preventing this portion of the ring from getting repelled is nothing but the tension due to this portion of the ring, right? You'll have a tension force acting along the tangent at these 2 points right now. Okay. So I think that this question is phrased correctly. And the question being phrased is find the increase in the tension in the ring. So there was a tension force existing even before you had this point charge being placed at the center. Because your remaining portion of the ring will also try to repel this. And what is preventing it from getting repelled? That is once again your tension force over here. So what we are specifying right now, what we are trying to calculate right now is what will be your increase in tension when this point charge capital Q is placed at the center. So because of this point charge capital Q placed at the center, you will have this repulsive force F. But even before this repulsive force was present, there was a force due to the remaining part of the ring on this portion of the ring. So there was a tension force existing even before this point charge was placed at the center. After this point charge is now placed at the center, you have this new force being added. Then why am I not considering the other? Why am I not considering the force due to the other portion? Because you're only supposed to calculate what will be the increase in the tension in the ring, right? So this increase in the tension of the ring is what I'm denoting by T right now. And this increase in the tension in the ring is happening because only of this repulsive force due to capital Q, right? So hopefully the idea or the logic made sense. So proceeding with the question. So now we'll draw a free body diagram for this portion alone. We'll be drawing a free body diagram for this portion. So I have this dq part. This dq part subtends an angle d theta at the center. You have your tension forces acting this way. So these two tension forces will be acting along the tangent. Each of this angle will be d theta by 2. So this angle will also be d theta by 2. So your component of tension acting in the downward direction will be t sine of d theta by 2. And that component of tension is acting against your repulsive force, which I'm denoting it by F over here, right? So the equation right now will be 2t sine of d theta by 2 will be equal to F, right? And please notice once again, this T is the increment in tension, not the total tension acting over here. This is the increase in the tension force which occurs because of placing this capital Q at the center. What will this F be equal to? This F, because we are now considering a very small portion, I can use Coulomb's law. This is like a point charge dq, even though the diagram does not suggest it. And what will that dq be equal to? That dq will be equal to q by small q by 2 pi r into r d theta. So r and r gets cancelled. So dq value is equal to this. So your force F will be equal to k into q by 2 pi into d theta into capital Q divided by r squared, right? Which is what I'll be substituting over here as well. So we'll get 2t sine of d theta by 2 to be equal to k q d theta by 2 pi r squared, right? Since d theta is a small angle, we can write sine theta as theta itself. So I'm cancelling out the sine expression. 2 and 2 gets cancelled. D theta also gets cancelled. So you'll get tension force to be equal to KQQ by 2 pi r squared. So this will be your increase in tension after you place a point charge capital Q at the center, right? So you dealt with the first question, a pretty standard question, this one. So hopefully this question made sense. Now let's deal with the other part. And in the other part, we need to find out what will be the increase in the force between the two semicircular parts of the ring after the point charge is placed at the center, right? So we need to find out the increase in the force between the two semicircular parts of the ring. So here we need to draw a free body diagram of each portion of the ring right now. So let me draw a free body diagram of half portion of this ring. Okay, and now because of this point charge capital Q which is being placed at the center, we'll have a repulsive force acting on every portion right now. And from symmetry, I hope you can notice that this net force acting on this ring will be in this direction. So let me write that force as F dash since I've already used F. And F dash here is the net force on small q. That is the on the semicircular portion. I should not write small q. So Q by 2 due to capital Q. Right? And once again, because of this force now, what is preventing this entire semicircular ring from moving towards left? It's once again the tension force, and now this is the tension force exerted by the other semicircular part on this. So the other semicircular part is exerting a tension force on this semicircular part in this way, right? And this tension will be the same as the tension value which you calculated everywhere. If you notice, this tension will be same at every point in this ring. So the force so the increase in the force, the question was what will be the increase in the force due to one semicircular part on the other. So the increase in the force due to one semicircular part on the other will be equal to 2t itself. And that t value is something which you already calculated. We got that t value to be equal to kqqq by 2 pi r squared. So this will be our answer for B part, the increase in the force due to this, which is your answer for the second part of this question, will be equal to kqqq by pi r squared. Right? And then the third part of this question was, using this result found in B, we now have to calculate what is the force that the point charge exerts on, what force will this point charge exert on half portion of this ring, right? So if you notice, this 2t value was equal to F only and F dash only. And this F dash is what we need to calculate. This F dash is what we need to calculate for your third part. So F dash value is nothing but 2t itself, whose value we have already calculated. So your answer for the third part is nothing but kqqq by pi r squared, right? So hopefully this question made sense. See you guys in the next question.